The problem is, though, is that I strongly believe, and this is my copium, right? Implementation. Am I spelling this right? Of other activities. Okay. This is like what I want, right? This is what I want. What I want. Yeah, what I want, but doubt it. Okay. The game needs something else other than, it's a newer game, right? This game is like 4 years old now or something, or 4. And they spent the last 2 of them just doing these raids. And I've said this before, what this game, the mistake that they made is 2 mistakes, right? 2 mistakes Lost Ark has made. Okay? First one is not resetting the tier earlier. Okay? The second mistake they made, and this is because it's too vertical. Is it vertical? The second one is not investing earlier into other activities. Okay?
God.
The problem is when they announce something that's not a raid, most people go, I don't give a shit about that. But why do you guys think that that is?
Thank God.
Why do you think that when they announce a new raid, the average player says, I don't give a shit? When they announce a new thing, people are like, not you guys, but most people will be like, I don't give a shit about that. Right? Why do you guys think that's the case? Useless rewards could be, but let's think about it a bit more, right? We never had time to experience it in the first place. But that's not true, man. That's literally not true. Some people will literally follow me around in the game and do nothing. People show up to the skin contest and they try to all get in. Like, I don't believe that, right? Like, I don't want you guys to follow the narrative that you don't have time. You make time for things that you want to do. You just don't want to do them, right? That's the actual reality. When I do a skin contest, literally like, let me in, and you'll sit there for an hour and a half to do it. It's that you don't want to do them, right? That's not true. If you wanted to do something, you would make time to do it. You don't want to do it. You'll make time for things that you want to do. Always, right? It's the same reason why in real life, you won't go do something that you need to do, and you'll sit there and you'll veg on YouTube till 1 a.m. when you know you get nothing out of it because you want to do that. Something that you want to do, okay? And you don't want to do something else. The thing is they've developed a player base by not implementing these things, right? By not working on other things that you can do in the game and putting them in there earlier, you've then alienated all of the people that would have liked those activities, right? There are people that would like to have better professions. There are people that would like to have more just for fun activities. There are people that would like a better whatever sailing system or whatever, right? That don't always need to have the most efficient reward. They just like doing them. There are people that don't like to grind in BD and run circles. They will take it at a loss to go do professions instead, right? They do them because they like to do it. It's their play style. But if you don't put them in the game, then you won't, those people will go to somewhere else, right? You're never going to have a chill in town RP audience when you don't support that, right? You're never going to have those things when the game doesn't support that. They're just going to go to a game that does allow them to do that. And so now when they try to add stuff like this, everyone's like, don't put this in the game, don't put this in the game, don't put this in the game, don't put this in the game. Why are you wasting your time doing this? Why are you wasting your time doing this? Now, the problem is, though, by doing this and then scrapping it because people don't want it, what do you think happens? I think a life skill rework would be 100% one of the best things they could do. This is all wasted time. All of this shit that all of these things, they just wasted all of this time. It was all wasted effort because they're not going to use it now. And they're going to focus more on the raids. Life skills are so bad? Yeah, because they suck. Life skills in Lost Ark suck, right? They're not necessarily good. You know what I mean? But they could be better. Just because something sucks doesn't mean you don't fix it and implement it and make it better, right? That's the point, right? Like life skills are a like standard feature in most MMORPGs. It's another way to progress or do something in the game. Just because they suck now, that's the problem with the game, right? The problem with the game is, this is my point, because people don't like something, they don't go and fix it or add it into the game. They only focus on what? The things that people do like, rather than going back and fixing Chaos Dungeons, right? Rather than going back and making your experience better with Boss Rush. It took them forever to do Ebony Cube. But look at how many people would rather do an Ebony Cube than a regular cube, right? That's my point. The game just stacked raids the entire time. They should have invested into other activities rather than going, here's another raid, here's another raid, here's another raid, here's another raid, here's another. Because what does that do? It makes the game extremely vertical, and it only allows people. The main problem with the game is everyone does raids, and you have to do raids. There's literally nothing else in the game. What else do you do in law? Everyone in my chat right now, I would say 99% of you all do raids. If you go to another MMO, that's not the case, right? That's not the case in other MMOs. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy the raids. Yes, my point is though, I'm not debating whether you like them or not. How many of you guys don't do any raids? I mean, look at like, if I asked that question in another game, you can't, you think all of them would be ones? Look at FF14, just people play for RP. That's my point though, boys. My point is, to be fair, in WoW and FF, I was raid 2, right? But that doesn't mean that was all there was for other people, right? There needs to be other things in the game for other types of people, right? There needs to be other, like if you looked at Lost Ark Season 1, you used to have 3 sets of gear. Now, granted, people used one of the sets, but there was life skilling gear, there was sailing gear, and then there was Guardian Raid gear, right? There needs to be other options for people of things to do and make some progression there.